人早安，希望大家昨天都有非常丰富的收获。那我们今天的课程呢，我们请到 Ryan， 那今天讲的是跟财务相关的，也是俱乐部执照第5个的要求。那今天早上课程会先介绍俱乐部执照关于财务方面的一些规章。那同时也会请就是各个球队如果有机会的话，可以分享一下目前各队的财务的预算啊，以及收支的部分，所以请大家也是尽量参与的讨论。那讲义的部分的话，我们大家会在应对手上没有讲义的话，就麻烦你先用那个前面的空白纸先写一下。那在开始之前，也麻烦各位就是手机的部分是转为震动，谢谢。
Good morning, everyone. First of all, who in the room has any financial experience?
在座各位有没有人有一些财务背景？可以举个手，有财务背景。
A bit, not too much. I think you probably all have some experience. At home, you would have a household budget where you get paid and pay your bills. That's financial experience.
那相信各位是多多少少都有财务背景，毕竟在家里有一些预算啊，收支还是要做记录这样子。
So today we're going to touch on the regulations for AFC, so how to get your clubs financially secure, healthy.
那我们现在开始要就是谈一下亚足联的俱乐部的这个财务规章。那希望就是借由这个课程，让大家在财务上的健全度是更加完整的。
So we'll look at financial management, what it is, and then we'll go through some more detail with some financial statements and financial budgeting, just like what you do at home, household budgeting.
所以今天的话，先会介绍财务管理的部分，然后会从财务管理是什么，然后一些所谓的财报表，然后最后还有预算表。
So there's our agenda, and we will go through each of those in a session. We'll have some handouts, and we'll also have some group activities to do later in the day.
荧幕上今天的课程，那同时在课程之间会有一些就是可以互动的一些题目，让大家做练习。
And maybe a snap quiz we might have as well.
还有一些随堂考试这样子，大家不要紧。
So this is what we'll run through for the AFC club licensing requirements. There's 5 points there, and I'll run through each of those points as a separate slide.
那在荧幕上可以看到，就是亚足联的俱乐部执照，就是关于财务的需求上面，总共有5个相关的规范的地方，那它会一个一个介绍。
So our member association, that refers to Chinese Taipei Football Association. That's the member association. So we'll run through that, and then we'll run through the rest, and we'll have a little case study to finish off of one of the clubs in South Africa.
那大家可以看到上面第1点、第2点部分是属于足协对于亚足联还有FIFA的责任。那第3点就是各位俱乐部，就是你在申请俱乐部执照的话，财务方面的一些要求。第4点就是财务上面的各个要素。那最后的话，当然就会有一个就是案例分析，一个球员案例分析这样子。
And please, if you're not sure or you've got any questions, please stop me at any time and ask the questions. I'm an accountant, so I understand numbers, but I want to make sure you understand them. We're only going to do basic level just to get an understanding of it, but please stop me and ask questions if you need to.
那 Ryan 本身是个会计师，所以针对今天的课程里面有任何数字上的问题都欢迎提出。就是希望今天是让大家能知道说财务报表怎么准备，然后未来申请俱乐部执照的时候比较方便。
So Chinese Taipei Football Association has some obligations under FIFA. We're not going to cover these too much, just to say that there's some general provisions that the member association must adhere to and some regulations.
那大家可以看到现在荧幕上面的话是 FIFA 章程，那 FIFA 章程有特别规定足协对于这个财务上面的一些要求，还有它需要遵守的部分。那这两个地方的话，就大家如果可以做个笔记，万一有没有需要的话，以后也可以做参考的部分。那这主要是足协对于 FIFA EAC 的要求。
So there's a few responsibilities, but one of them is the club licensing. And down here we talk about the club's participation in the domestic league and the AFC Cup.
上面看到的话，就是足协有一个需求，就是需要做到这个俱乐部执照这件事情。那下面的话呢，就是俱乐部执照用来的是参与无论是国内的联赛以及国际赛事，也就是目前中华足协所属的亚足联杯 AFC Cup。
So the clubs don't need to know this in detail, just to know that they exist.
那这边的话主要还是给足协做参考，所以各位俱乐部的负责人的话，只要知道说在哪里可以找到足协的责任就可以。
AFC have similar requirements, so that's their regulations, nice and thick. That's for Chen to deal with. Specifically, there are some obligations in the AFC rules as well. So there's the FIFA rules and the AFC rules.
那 Ryan 手上拿这个是 AFC 的章程，那这个章程其实在 AFC 网站上都可以下载。那里面有一点像第10章有规定到，就是说 AFC 有一个必须要做的，就是执行俱乐部执照的系统。
The main 2 points, just to raise again, just for your understanding, is the club licensing system and the minimum criteria to meet to play in the AFC Cup competition.
那在章程里面第74章里面有提到，就是说如果你要打所有的亚足联 AFC Cup 的话，有一个最低的限度、最低标准。那里面就有提到，像你看到的就是这个俱乐部执照申请的过程，然后还有它最低标准的这18项。
And I understand this is the goal of the association and hopefully the goal of the clubs to get in the position to be able to qualify for the AFC Cup competition.
那 Ryan 也提到，就是说他也理解，说这是足协未来的目标，就是让所有的国内联赛的参与足球队都有这个俱乐部执照。那所以今天的课程的话也特别重要。
This is probably the most important document to think about today. This is the AFC Cup club licensing regulations. This is what your clubs need to meet to be able to qualify to play in the AFC Cup. Very important.
那 Ryan 手上现在拿到的是 AFC Cup 的这个所谓的俱乐部执照的规章，那是在 AFC 网站上可以下载。所以所有的球队然后可能要注意的部分是，目前中华足协所使用的最低标准就跟这个标准是一模一样的。然后这是英文版的部分，可以下载做参考。
So many of the clubs had a look at this in detail before.
你们哪一个球队有下载？来看一下内容。
Have a look. Yep. So this is available on the AFC website, or you can contact Chen. He'll be able to give this to you. It's 31 pages, nice light reading.
所以大概31页的这个规章。那如果各位有需要的话，可以下载，或是也可以跟我，不过大概是一样的。
So there's some contents there of what you need to do as the clubs, and then there's some specific criteria around sporting, infrastructure, personnel, legal and financial. That's what we're going to look at today. But everything's important. For me, financial side is important.
那你可以看到右下角这边总共有5个大项，分别是运动，然后设施、人资、法务以及财务的部分。那这5个大项总共含18个小项。那今天会讲到是就是最后一个阶段的财务的3个条件。
On page 27 of these regulations, it's a nice, what we call a cheat sheet. It gives us a summary of what we need to meet to to achieve the goals.
那如果你有下载的话，你可以做的记录在第27页，这个徽章第27页的话，它有提到就是所有的18个小项的大概一个简介，所以你可以根据这个简介先检视一下自己球队有哪些是已经符合，有哪些是要继续的，那你再往前翻，因为每一个小项里面它有介绍说，比如说财务报表要包含哪一些要素，所以这个要可能请各位俱乐部注意的部分的话是不是我们用想的它里面的内容，而是它规范里面的内容要有。
So, with the financial, this is the aim of the financial criteria in the regulations. So this is what we are trying to achieve for the clubs.
所以在为什么我们要讨论这个财务的健康健全程度呢？其实这4个是在规章里面规定，就是这4个是目标。
So the first one is a healthy and sound financial position. So the club has money, the club has assets, the clubs can perform, they can buy players, they can perform on the field. So that gives us prosperity, the club can prosper into the future.
那第一点的话，它是一个健全的财务组织，的财务的规范。那这健全的规范可以让球队可以运作，可以买卖球员的这个所谓的上场的权利呢，还有以及去执行一些像我们昨天谈到的一些这个活动。所以这是第一点。
The second point is increase revenue, increase your income. So yesterday you talked about brands, social media, and how you could get income out of that. So the regulation wants us to increase our revenue, gate takings, people coming to the games, sponsorships, all types of revenue we can raise. So we want to increase that for the club.
那第二点的话就是增加收入，像昨天我们在学校提到，就是做一些活动、卖票等等的，一个健全的财务报表的话，也协助球队自己去检视自己的有办法增加收入的部分。
The third point is the proper maintenance of your financial statements and accounts. So when money comes in, money goes out, you need to make sure we account for that correctly. So what happens when the money comes in? How do we pay our players? How do we pay our bills? How do we pay for our stadium if we rent the stadium? So we need to make sure our financial statements are maintained correctly.
那第三点的话，各位球队应该比较熟悉，就是维持良好的这个记账部分，毕竟不需要做核销。那无论是钱进来或出去的话，你要怎么样计算，也都在这边。
There's many reasons why we need to do that. Probably the most important is for the national regulations for your country, for your member association, and for AFC, but also for credibility. When you go to a sponsor, you can show them your position. People want to know where you're at as a club, and they might sponsor you.
那当然，另外一点的话，就是当你去跟一个所谓的赞助商做接洽的时候，当你有一个很良好的财务报表，让他知道说你有什么些资产，那你的信用程度对一些赞助商来说就是更可靠。毕竟他可以在报表上看到这些报税的时候要使用的，所以你不只对国家的报税，然后对 AFC 以及对协会都是所谓的信用。
And that will help us to deliver short-term goals and long-term goals. Chinese play football for the clubs and just for football in general.
那因为财务的健全也会让你就是无论是短中长期的目标比较容易达到，并且你可以衡量你的财务以及你的目标，然后这样做一个调整。
So it's good for the club, good for the member association, good for AFC. It's a win for everyone.
所以再次强调，就是做这件事情，然后是对无论对俱乐部本身、对协会以及对 AFC 来说都是好事，因为再次强调这信用的重要性。
So the criteria helps both the member association and the club. So it will improve the economic and financial capability of the club. So what that means is the economic for the club is the club grows, the club prospers into the future. The club will play in AFC Cup, hopefully in the future AFC Champions League.
那这边我们另外看到就是针对协会或者下面针对俱乐部的部分，那特别提到针对俱乐部的部分是，万一未来假设是从我们的 的亚协杯，往上达到所谓的亚洲冠军联赛的部分，你可以针对你的财务，然后来做投资，那这对足球的发展才是好的正向的走向。
And the association will also be able to assist clubs if you have some financial issues. Hopefully, we don't have too many financial issues, but the association can assist you if you need some help or some guidance in getting the club back on track, or raising more revenues, or controlling costs.
那这提到对足协来说的话，足协可以根据各位上缴的这个财务报表，然后去衡量各位目前的财务状况。如果遇到一些财务的，比如说所谓的赤字的话，协会可以在及时就是协助帮忙，比如说找预算或找收入，或是做这样的协助。
The association as a whole can also help by comparing all the clubs, looking at the data, benchmarking so you can see who's bringing in sponsorship, how much you're paying players, and compare across all the clubs to help. And if someone's not bringing enough income, has too many costs, we'll be able to see where the issues are and hopefully assist you with those issues.
那协会也做到一点，就是所谓这些收集这些数据的角色，就可以衡量说哪些俱乐部可能慢慢会有所谓的财务危机，那哪些俱乐部是属于健康的，那也才能说平衡。毕竟少了一个球队的对这个联赛的影响是很大的。
For the clubs themselves, we hope that it will improve the standards of reporting. So ultimately, the club wants to make more money, less costs, so we make profits, we have money for the club to invest, stadiums, training facilities, players, etc. So that's what the ultimate goal is make more money, to be able to keep growing this club, progress up the system to play in the AFC competitions.
那刚刚除了回顾这些收支之外，另外一点在财务报表里面预算的部分。那预算能协助大家说，未来无论是你要增建场地啊，要出营训，这一些都是能会在足球本身上做到帮助的。所以这两个是相成的所谓的财务报表。
It will help the club to make better management decisions. So it's difficult to make a decision whether you buy a new player or how much their wages are for players or staff if you don't know where your financial position of the club is. So having this information will allow you to make better decisions as a club.
那还有一点很重要，就是财务报表能协助各位球队的部分在于，你可以看着数字来做一些重大的决定，无论是要花在球员身上、花在训练身上，或者花在购买其他器材身上。所以报表数据化是很重要的。
And ultimately, we want to improve the financial stability of the club, which means we want the club to be here for a long time. So we want them to continue to make money, continue to play in the top league, and progress to the AFC Cup. But we want the club to be here for a long time.
那当然，最后也最重要的部分是希望各位俱乐部针对财务的上面能维持它的稳定性及持续性。那希望这些球队就长长久久，不是说昙花一现几年就结束这样子。
So as we said, we want to improve the economic and financial capability of the club. So that is, we want the club to grow economically in the region, in the country, and we want the financial position to grow. We want to have more money, more assets.
然后我们再回来再次强调的话，就是最终目标是要提升一个俱乐部它的所有的经济性及它的财务性。那经济性的部分就是说它的稳定，那财务的话就希望它能膨胀，所以带来更多的收入。
Increasing the club's transparency, so that is the club's openness. We can see what's happening with the club. So there are countries around the world, there's leagues, lots of money going in, lots of money going out, but not very transparent.
那第二个话是说这个财务报表的可信度，那就是希望根据这个财务报表的上缴，能让整个联盟是更透明的，因为看得到除了数字的进出。毕竟在亚洲有很多国家，或在世界上有很多国家，其实它的财务是非常不透明的，不知道这俱乐部怎么样运作。
as was mentioned yesterday, when money comes in, we want to know where money's going out. Transparency is important so we can see where it's coming in, where it's going out for the club itself, for your sponsors, for your member association. So we can see how the club is operating, where it can do better, or where it's doing very well, and we can share it with other clubs.
那透明度的意思就是说，我的钱从哪里进来，然后花到哪边去。那这个透明程度的重要性是在于说，你的投资到底是正确与否。那从协会的角度，从业者角度，它可以衡量你的表现。那如果你的投资是非常有眼光的，也可以变成说其他球队也可以分享，然后学习的地方。
And ultimately, we want to safeguard the continuity of the competitions. So that means we want to make sure that these competitions run smoothly. No team has a financial difficulty where they have to pull out of a competition at any level. So we want to make sure the 8 teams that start Chinese Taipei Football Association competition are there at the end. One of the biggest issues for clubs where they have collapsed is because of financial issues.
那边重申持续性的部分就是我们不希望联赛开始的时候，假设是男生的8队也好，女生的6队也好，就联赛打到一半，然后突然少1队，因为这对联赛的信用，然后对各个球队包含联赛的运作都是很大的问题。尤其是当你今天是球队要去招商的时候，你联赛突然是8队变7队，6队变5队，那整个对象招商对象的不行，那这个联赛到底会继续存在，所以这个财务的重要性持续性是在这里。
So this is available on the AFC website, and this was the list of clubs that qualified, have a license to qualify for the AFC Cup in 2019. So Taiwan had 1 team. Ongwen.
Yes.
Ongwen. So Taipei had 1 team. There's a list of other countries. Mongolia had 6 teams qualify that could qualify to play, so they were granted a license. So at the moment, Taipei has 1. We want to increase that to 8.
那 Ryan 现在手上拿到的是2019年度呢，在 AX 的网站上公布，就是中华足协这边旗下的联赛的球队有哪些是可以有这个俱乐部执照。那去年的话是目前只有1队。
We are competing with these countries' positions. Some of these countries have 6, 8, 10. Nepal, Cambodia. We need to get Chinese Taipei, have as many as possible to be granted a license. This is the criteria we need to meet. Particularly for me, the financial criteria is very important to me.
那在这个表上面所有球队都经过5个刚刚提到5个要点、条件跟所有审视之后才有这个执照。那目前我们只有1队，那我们需要说能跟邻近的国家慢慢像就是尼泊尔、不丹或者是同区的像蒙古，它就有6队，所以我们需要能在国内的提升。那今年足协比较特殊的地方是，我们现在目前有台东南京在执行这个东西。那足协是第一个女生的在整个亚洲女生球队执行这个，所以这是领先整个亚洲的。
This is the 3 specific criteria, the financial criteria that clubs need to meet. We will go through annual budgeting and annual financial statements as separate sessions, and we'll just mention this one now.
那现在屏幕上可以看到的是，在财务需求的3个小项。那这3个小项就是必须做到。第一个的话是，所谓的年度预算。那年度预算的话，我相信各个球队在执行联赛应该都有稍微一些这个经验。那第二个的话是说所谓的审计，也就是说你的报表交上去之后，你要审计。那最后的话是说有没有欠款的部分。那前面2项我们会在其他的简报里面再做详细的介绍。
So the annual budget is simply what money will we get in and what money are we going to expend? What money are we going to spend?
那预算的话就是很简单的idea，就是所谓的未来式，我们将会得到什么收入，将会开什么开销，所以这个应该没有什么太大的疑问。
How we work that out is by looking at what's happened previously, so we can look at our financial statements and work out what happened last year and the year before, and then working out what we expect is going to happen going forward. So we need to prepare a budget and submit that before the start of the season, or what we think is going to happen for the season.
那预算准备很简单，就是往回看你去年、前年花了什么钱，你去年、前年有什么收入，然后跟这个来推算明年度，如果没有意外的话，明年度。那这个预算的缴交的话，是在开季之前，应该就是各个要先准备好。
Similar to your household budget, you get your income comes in. You have to work out each week. You have to pay for your rent, your food, your children, anything else. Same as this. So when your money comes in at home, you have to go, I'm paying this. I've got some left over for our family holiday. What you do in the household is similar to what has to be done at the club.
那举个简单的例子，就是说，像你在家里的时候，会每个月的家庭做预算，比如说你要花多少的租金啊，小孩子要花多少费用啊，一些杂费，做这些预算，那球队只是把它放大，也是一样做预算的方式。
The club must submit audited annual financial statements. So we'll run through what financial statements are, what it means by having them audited, and what the financial statements mean. So a financial statement is just the position of the club and the performance of the club over the year or the season.
那第二点，所谓审计过后的财务报表部分，财务报表分目前今天会讨论到两个，一个就是说你的年度的收支，那第二个的话就是所谓的现金流的这两个报表。那至于审计的过程的话，那我想大家应该都知道，就是所谓的就是会计师事务所来做这个审计。
The last one is that there's no overdue amounts due to your employees, due to your players, due to your stadium hire. So it's important that to qualify in the financial criteria that you don't owe anybody any money unless it's on a reasonable creditor where you pay in 30 days. Like it's making sure that if a player has left, you have paid him. If an employee has left, you have paid him. Wages are paid. Everything's paid for the club.
那第三个欠款部分大概简单的说，就是没有欠所有的员工，包含球员或是非球员就行政职的部分，然后或是欠任何的税务机关，或欠任何的所谓的供应商。那这个欠款不包含的部分是在于说，假设你跟供应商之间有合约是30天之后交还，只要你有正常的这个合约书的话，就是没有问题。那俱乐部要满足这个财务条件的第3点，这也就是在每年度你提供一个证明，就是我没有欠任何这些以上这些机构或人员的款项的证明。
So we're lucky enough we're going to have a full session on financial statements and a full session on budgeting later in the day, and we'll do some examples to get a bit of an understanding of how it all works.
那上面这2点包含2个财务报表，跟我们在下午的课程会更详细做讨论。
So just again, does any club do a budget at this point in time?
所以有没有球队目前有在做这个预算的，可不可以举个手跟大家，就是有在做这件事情，有做预算表？对，有没有其他球队？
And does any clubs here, do they have their, obviously, hang on, have qualified, they've qualified for this, they've satisfied the criteria. So other clubs will need to step up to meet this criteria, so we can get more clubs qualified.
因为刚刚 Ryan 提到是去年有俱乐部指导航员的部分的话，就讲到这些资料。那所以各个球队如果就是也可以跟航员研究联络，就是在于这些财报上面需要分享和学习。
So does anyone have any questions on any of those for now? We are going to cover them later. If anyone has any initial questions.
那上面这2个是今天下午的课程会来讲更详细。那针对目前讲到现在，有没有什么哪些问题是我想要提出的，可以做讨论？
请问关于那个没有欠款的部分，那如果是长期负债，比方说可能建设球场的资金的债的部分，会包含在里面吗？
So discussion about repair book, if it's the long-term debts like building construction
Good question. So overdue payables is towards employees and the government for tax or any other government fees you need to pay. So that's all that covers off. So what you're talking about is a normal bank loan to fund the club. That doesn't count. So it's more just touching on the employees and the tax that might be due to the government.
最主要还是针对员工以及就是税务机关。那像你刚刚提到，比如说建设这种东西算是贷款，那贷款在收支票上面算是正常性负债，在欠款，欠款跟贷款的差别。
我想请教一下，像我们南京来讲的话，就是因为所有的钱都是来自于政府的预算嘛，那有少部分的钱是自己去找赞助的，或者是说在球场、主场的时候做一些销售，就这部分其实是很少的。那像以我们来讲好了，我们所有的钱来自于政府的预算，所以其实你在执行上面，你都要依据政府的规定，比如说你薪资的部分就是不能超过50%，然后多少钱，它都是有这样的，就是你可能想要用在这里，但是你没办法用。因为它受到规范，那这是其实我们有时候在执行上面，除了这些之外，还有就是一定的比例，比如说你便当可能只有80块，类似像这些，然后可能今年也许是有一笔钱，它让你用在行销，也许到明年就没有了。然后今年有一笔钱，有一笔预算，它会允许你放在比如说球员的装备的采购。只是到了明年，也许这笔钱他不让你花了，像诸如此类的，不知道他就这方面，就是在这方面他有没有什么样的就是建议或者是？
So it's about recommendations. Have you encountered a situation that teams are living on government subsidies? Because for government subsidies this year they might provide a certain amount for certain item. Next year it might be gone. So have you encountered anything? Would you suggest how to stay away from the process?
Good question. So this is where we need to expand our revenues. So we're not reliant on one source. At the moment, I understand a lot of clubs are relying on one or two sources of income. So it's important that we look to expand. It's a difficult process to find more income. That's where our budgeting will help to work out our incomes and our expense. But it is difficult when you have one major income and you're not 100% sure that that's coming next year. It does make a difference.
那这边的话就要跟刘老师回复问题，就是说，的确是非常艰难的状况，因为你每年不知道就是政府的预算或是这些预算会有多少，所以就是他建议的处理方式就是增加你的收入，以及就是扩张你的所谓的多样性，收入的多样性，所以慢慢减低这个政府在你这个收入的百分比，所以慢慢往里面是自主性这样子。
So we're just going to watch a short video that was prepared by FIFA about financial criteria. Essentially what the video shows is it's showing the importance that FIFA place on the financial criteria for clubs.
那刚刚我们大概会看一个3分钟的影片，那这是由 FIFA 准备，然后是跟财务有关的部分，那就是财务的各个他们需要看到的要素。
In the video, it's only short. They'll talk about club revenue streams, so where their money comes from. They'll talk about their expenses, so what they're paying out. And they also talk about how they're improving their league by putting certain procedures in place.
那这边稍微先介绍一下，就是你们在影片里面会看到，就是说，包含有一些收入，他们收入是从哪边来的。那另外的话，就看到支出，通常一个俱乐部有哪些支出。
We're going to watch it without sound. So essentially we have Kaiser Chiefs, a club in South Africa. So Kaiser Chiefs, a club in South Africa. They talk to their chief executive officer, and they're talking about the club's revenue streams. So half of their income comes from sponsors. TV and media. Royalties, which is from their league. And ticketing sales. So that shows their breakup of where their main revenue comes from. The last bit was merchandising, sales, shirts, flags. And there's the costs. They are trying to get their costs lower. So the benchmarking says that's too high. That's other player costs. And then administration was 27. That's running the club costs. They're looking for sponsors who may not give them money, but may give them other services. And that area for them is growing a lot. So that might be free advertising in the newspapers in lieu of a sponsorship on their shirt.
举例来说的话，就是可能跟报纸上换，也就是说在球衣上有一个报纸的广告，然后
what they're implementing in their finance is they need to have their financial statements audited. They need to have a clean balance sheet, which means no issues, and the club needs to be profitable, making money.
那这个球队还有3个目标，那第一个是他希望他能把接下来财报每年都能做审计，然后再来
a clean balance sheet, meaning there's no financial issues.
那第二个的话就是希望他的财报上面是没有任何的财务状况的，也就是不会有任何的瑕疵。那第3个的话呢，就是最重要是希望球队能赚钱有收入。
That's up to you, yeah. So that's the end of the first session. Is there any questions?
这是第一阶段的简单的介绍，然后在第一阶段这个第一堂课，任何问题可以现在提出。
他刚刚有讲到，就是那个影片里面有讲到那个人事费，他好像是占27%嘛，57%，然后他是建议说能够降到55%以下，就是说他在各个项目里面，各个项目不是只有人事哦，比较健全的，大概是什么样的
比例嘛？
对。
Can you share a benchmark of the expenses, for example, like IT related expenses is too high, administration costs? Can you share a benchmark of normal things?
Yeah. So the benchmark depends on each country. So that's why we prepare our budget, prepare our financial statements, so we can actually compare clubs to see what everyone's paying. So in South Africa, their wages were roughly 50% of their income. So that club was aware that their wages were too high because of all the benchmarking based on the other clubs. So each country is different. Spain has a lot of merchandise, the larger clubs, so their budgets are different, their benchmarking is different. So here, once we get financial statements, we can then compare clubs, and we can compare how you're performing as a club, and then benchmark what is the average for costs in a club in Chinese Taipei.
我就等下跟刘老师解释说，这个数字是依据各个国家的不同，那它的分析方式是当全部的俱乐部都缴了这个他们给的收支表之后，他会先去根据你花的钱，还有你在球场上的比赛成果来分析说怎样的标准才是。就像刚刚提到，这在南非的部分的话，南非的球队的标准应该是在50%左右，所以刚刚这个开始这个俱乐部觉得他们是花太多了。那他这边就再次强调说，为什么需要各个俱乐部缴交这个收支表，原因就是说这样才能分析两个相较才知道说对台湾来说这个比例要在哪里。
Chinese Taipei is at the start of the process. This is our goal to work forward, get our data, like the budget. We need history to understand what's going to happen next year.
那我们现在目前所在位置就是等于说整个这个计划的开始，就跟预算一样，必须要有一定年度的累积之后分析，那这个预算这个数字才有它历史上的定义。也就是说，我们刚开始说会稍微就是确定这个数字到底在哪里是正确的。So what's the plans for, like you said, this budget is looking back, but usually it takes how many years to make that?
Traditionally, we would say 5 years to understand what the club does. A lot of the information you will see be consistent. So your incomes will start to be consistent, your expenses will start to be consistent. The more data, the better. But
传统上来说，大概以5年为一个基准，就希望5年可以看到你有更多的币点都有收入以及持续。但当然是时间越长，它这个数据就越高。
as the clubs become more professional, your incomes will increase, your expenses will increase, because you'll have more money come in, then you'll have to spend more money. But hopefully the bottom line means you make more money.
就理论上来说，一个俱乐部的发展是你的年纪越大，你的俱乐部年纪越大，那你的专业程度应该越高。那当你专业程度越高的时候，你花的支出以及得到的收入应该会越来越高，所以是一个属于正相关的时间跟预算。有没有其他的问题？在第一阶段的课程。
不好意思，我稍微用这个方式可能不是很精准的方式去推算，然后我举例一下哈，就是因为我看一下台湾的目前基本工资大概是23100块。
So you like to share a case of now basically wages
OK， 对不起，再算个简单的，对。好，那我用一个很简单的方式去回算好了，就是说。因为以目前台湾这个23K 的行情是基本上是找到人来踢足球这件事情，好吧？那我们就加个薪好了，我们就以目前的行情来算，就是一个月是3万块找个人来踢足球。好，那3万块以目前台湾的行情薪资的概念是13个月给薪嘛，对不对？好，其实我讲太长了，这样很不好意思。
不会。
好，那13个月给薪的话，也就是说1年的话含那个过年的奖金，那好吧，我们就是算13个月算，总共一个选手一个人是39万。好，39万以一支足球队来讲，目前登录的一支球队是23人，加上行政人员及总教练。好，那总教练我也给他一个月就是3万块，我不给他多。这样一支球队的话，一年的花费是1170万。那1170万，如果按照刚刚的那个影片，他所希望的就是我知道。
So the insurance that's the total wage for administrative staff, coaches, player, is about
OK， 所以也就是说，我们台湾足球一直想要喊职业化，好吧？我就用一个最简单的方式来去计算的话，等于就是光是一个人事的成本开销就要1170万，然后当然还不含住宿啊、交通、行销任何的花费。那如果按照刚刚的那个南非的那位先生他所讲的，就是55%的支出去作为选手跟人事的费用的话，回推过来等于他的那一支球队需要2127万。
55是只有选手加27，所以大概他80%花在人事。哦，1170万大概人事。
对人事的部分嘛，对
80%。
对，那所以说回归过来，大概他那支球队的一年的total花费总支出是要2127万。
So he was doing the backwards calculations regarding the hazards, examples, just to
57%，你其他希望降到55%。好，那我结论是在台湾是非常难的一件事情。如果我有能力赚2000多万，我就去做生意了，我不会踢足球。我们大家看做2年，我赚一栋房子。
And that's the difficulty across the board, yeah. So my question to you is, where do we get that income from?
他的意思就是，他的了解就是，其实理解的没错，因为这是不止台湾，全世界都一样状况，因为这笔钱的花费是非常大的。那现在就是说，那你要想增加其他的收入来去理解
OK， 那我其实没有什么特别的就是问题要问老师，而是说，当我们实际在算的时候，会发现，不管是补助的经费呀，或者是目前我们靠我们自己的能力去增加收入也好，距离这个理想的，这还不是教理想数字哦，这只教基本数字而已啊，这是台湾基本薪资嘛。 如果连这个都很难做，那我们有什么好的方法可以去达到这个目标呢？
Because this numbers is actually basic conversion. It's not what I'm doing. So, from your experience, any suggestion, country that
And that's where we are here as the first step. We are working out what does it cost and where is our income coming from and how do we do that. So this process, particularly Europe, has been going on for 15 years in the smaller nations. They were in the same position of how do we make this work.
所以他就讲到，其实我们所谓现在阶段是属于先收集这个资讯，开始分析说我们这个市场的规模到底在哪里，到底花了多少钱。那在这个之后呢，你才能慢慢就是把它变成说转成收入化。因为可能比如说像保险上有蓝金的支出，万一其他球队有不一样的，所以我没办法估计。这是为什么需要各队把这个所谓的财务报表交上来，这样整个大环境长什么样子。
This is the challenge. Can we get more money from the government, from sponsors, from people buying tickets to come and watch, from selling our shirts? This is the challenge we're at now. 15 years ago, the same challenges in European nations. They're now progressed. We're at that stage of how do we make this work?
那先加一点的，就是为什么像亚足联来说这个，其实15年前的欧足联他们15年前刚开始，因为他们遇到我们现在遇到的状况，也就是15年前他们有所谓的都靠政府补助，没有其他收入，但是做的这个时候慢慢的调整，然后变成说现在才看到欧足联的一些规模，所以我们是每做15年，就是玩家15年的事情。
And the easy answer, bloody hard work.
谢谢的就是。没有答案，但就是
对，没有答案，
要很努力，
没有答案，
真的要很努力的燃烧自己。好。
Okay, the club licensing gets as many criteria to complete. One key point is the source of income. In Taiwan, it's difficult. In other countries, it can be difficult, but they are making it happen. Does if our DMC provide some help in terms of telling the clubs how to do it, or is there any incomes coming from FIFA to support teams or anything? Is there any feedback from FIFA to the teams or?
感觉在这个不好意思 ，yes。刚刚华通的问题是问到说，就是说在 FIFA 和 AFC 这个国际上的话，它有什么补助或什么帮助是可以直接给球队去申请？
So AFC have got some software where they're collecting data for all countries in Asia, and this allows them to help with the benchmarking. It probably comes back to the clubs, the member association. Each country is different, so what your revenue source is here is quite different to what it might be in Barcelona, who are selling lots of jerseys. So we need to focus on where we get our revenue from here. Can we expand it? And how do we get more? Because ultimately, more money, better competition, more players.
那这边的回答是说，目前的话 ，AFC 提供的帮助就是其实是因为你如果做俱乐部执照，它这个是一个就是一个网站，把所有的数据上传上去。虽然你统计的是他们帮协助会员协会协助这个样子分析你的标准在哪边，这样子。所以当你的标准之后，你才能去调整你的预算的开销啊。对啊，它的目前提供的方式是这样。那其实到最后来还是有人在地的，无论是足协也好，或是政府机关也好，怎么样其他的方法。
Just to elaborate a bit on that, so like Ryan said, we collect data from all MAs and we put it together in a report which we call the AFC benchmarking tool. So since we are not getting any data from Chinese side right now, it's not possible for us to input that data there. So unless we get data from here, then only the report will be comprehensive, and like all these questions that are coming out about benchmarking, once we start getting this data, this tool will be very helpful for all of us. You see how other clubs are spending, you see how other clubs are earning. So everything can be really helpful, but to start that process, the clubs need to input the data. Input the data into the club licensing system, and Ryan will touch on the incomes and expenditures that we use as subcategories. So if we get that data, then only the report will be comprehensive, and then it will be very useful for everyone.
那阿 B 这边加注部分就是 AFC 在这强调就是，因为我目前整个中华足协来说是一支球队，所以我们的数据并不能所谓的数据化做分析。也就是当我们目前要求所有的球队做这件事情之后，数据才有它的意义。那有它的意义之后，才有所谓的标准，才可以看得到说其他球队花在哪里，其他球队花球员薪资花在旅行上面到底花哪些。那我这边补充一个，就是UEFA它有每年 benchmarking 的一个报告。那它欧洲联的报告，它每年都会出来。那其实可以看每个国家，它会一个分析给国家。所以大家有兴趣，大概100多页的报告，可以去看欧洲组面，然后分析这样子。It's like the UEFA benchmarking.
So the UEFA benchmarking report is more of hard copy.
Yeah.
What we're trying to develop is a dynamic report on the internet. So you choose whatever you want to look at, you choose whatever country you want to look at. So it's, I would say, probably a better part.
所以那UEFA这个 benchmarking report，它现在 AX 在做的差别是 ，AX 现在做的是，你可以上一个网站，然后你俱乐部你登录之后，你可以想要点出你想要看的一些条件，比如说球员开支啊，哪个国家，就可以直接看。那 UEFA 做的它就是一个所谓的一个手册，它只是一个数据，你没办法去调整你要的分析的角度，所以差别在这边。所以希望能做到下一步。
就像台湾就是航母要打船什么飞，他还要做财务报告，是不是这样？
老师，
我说那个航母
哦，
他是要参加电路系的什么那个比赛才要做财务报告。
好，
他如果是台电大，那么不打，所以他不做财务报告。
对。
那为什么亚足联不强迫说，如果要这个联赛队伍就是包括公司，就是要做财务报告？
I will explain this to you later because it's domestic. 好的，谢谢。OK， 老师这边可能要跟老师解释是，因为今年年初的就是联赛会议，还有今年亚足联规范是，明年所有的国内联赛以及联赛都要被亚足联承认是要有一个所谓的国内的俱乐部执照。那这个国内俱乐部执照最低的标准就跟像他们一样大的18项，所以明年目前所有的台甲球队都正在做这个状况，就是包含像。So this question is about why we're not asking for weeks.
My business is modeling. We have a partnership with different agencies in Indonesia. So, the big agencies, because this helps us, each agency can help each other. So, the big agencies is somebody to explain part of the business, we learn and improve. Then we are sending people to small agencies. So we focus a lot on that's so my question. FIFA or the give us a way to develop workflows because this you have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot of experience. This experience can really help us. For me, I'm very new in the football business. I'm struggling to figure out how to make money for my club. If I can get some help, especially from your experience, he has to start somewhere. It's really difficult for me. Yeah.
刚刚华一峰的问题是说，他想要再重申他刚刚提的前一个问题，就是他希望就是因为 FIFA 和 AFC 有很多的这个资源还有经验，那他想问的是比较直接嘛，直接的就是你会跟他们有一些广告，是这样。
Yeah, but not only for me. All the experience
就是各个球队啊，不只代表他自己本身，是各个球队可以直接对 FIFA。
And at the end of today, we're going to have an open discussion about what clubs do what, where revenues come from. Again, where we are now, we need to help each other, to help the association. So we're going to have an open discussion of where money comes from for each club, how we get it, some ideas. But benchmarking reports will be a very handy start. Again, that is our challenge.
那 Ryan 这边解释到是，今天其实很多俱乐部在这边，其实俱乐部本身的交流也很重要，因为毕竟大家在同一个环境，所以可能谁在做的事情，别人可能没有想到，就是大家是一起把这个事情做好。所以今天能到现场，其实是一个很好的范例。那我们今天时间的关系，我们就先大家先休息一下，然后11点钟开始，所以大概有25分钟的时间让大家休息一下。好，谢谢。